there are a few new students here, okay? So let me repeat what is the, how is the lesson conducted, okay? Whenever you have questions, if any of you have questions, you may either speak or you type your question in the conversation box, the chat box. Then I will answer you accordingly, okay? I will answer you accordingly. Okay, so that's how you ask me question and then I answer you, okay, if you have any question. And even outside lesson hours, okay, even we are not in the lesson here, you can still ask me question, okay? You can text me in the WhatsApp. For your information, there are some students who keep texting me constantly from time to time to ask me accounting questions. It's fine, okay? You can text me during midnight as well, but expect me to answer maybe on the next day, okay? You can text me anytime. If I'm not free, I will look at it. But so just feel free to text me, okay? If you have any accounting question outside the lesson hours, I'm fine with it, if that. Okay, come to chapter 4. Okay, come to chapter 4. So those who have just joined, okay, welcome back. Now we look at chapter 4. We continue with the lesson. So a bit of recall on what you have learned because I have not seen you for 2 weeks already. In this chapter 4, we focus on 2 things to learn. Number 1, the documents. Okay, the step 2, okay, in this flow chart. So documents are the evidence of something that has happened in the business. The evidence of something that has happened in the business, that's document, right? And another thing, book of prime entry. Okay, these are the 2 main things to learn in this topic. Okay, in this topic. So documents, you have to first record them into one of the 7 books of prime entry. Okay, and then you have to know what numbers to be brought to the ledger, right? Okay, now we also talk about, by the way, okay, Naima, okay, welcome back to the lesson. Okay, now let's have, this is chapter 4, okay, chapter 4, we are looking at page 47. And then we talk about this flow chart, the 6 main documents. They are a total of 6 things that you must know about each and every document. There are those words in blue color here. Name of the document, you must remember. You must know their purpose. They are sent by whom to whom, okay? You need to record the document or not, you have to know. If yes, then where to record, okay? Meaning which book of prime entry. And then finally, how to record, okay? How to record. If you have forgotten anything I have taught you, I strongly advise you to watch the replay, okay? Watch the replay for our earlier lessons. You know how to get to there? They are all on the YouTube channel. Okay, after every Friday, I upload the lesson to the channel. After every Friday, I upload the lesson to the channel. If you go to the playlist, it is this complete A to Z IGCSE accounting lessons. Okay, so this is the lesson conducted in October 1st lesson. Okay, so you can see it's in proper sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and after today's lesson, I will upload the lesson 13. Okay, if you have missed the earlier lessons or you want to revise what I've talked about, you have forgotten anything, feel free to watch. Okay, feel free to watch the replay. Okay, let me close that. Okay, come back to here. So 6 things to know for each and every document. And also have to know which documents you don't have to record, right? Okay, debit note don't record, statement of account don't record. We also talk about goods returning process in detail. This is something important. Look at the 7 stars that I have drawn at the top left corner, okay, indicating that this is something examiners like very much. Examiners like very much, okay? Then the 7 books of prime entry, okay, these are the 7 books of prime entry and their functions. The functions column, you must know, okay, the functions column. And the last column, what documents do you record into each and every book of prime entry? You must also know. Okay, we went through all this the other day in 2021. We also went through this page. Okay, we also went through this page. This page is super important. Many students, they easily forget what they have learned on this page. So you have to know how to record into these 4 books of prime entry. And more importantly, you have to know what numbers are transferred to where. Okay, what numbers are transferred to where, to what account, and to the debit side or credit side. Okay, all the arrows I've drawn properly the other day. Okay, when I went through this with you. Okay, so notice these 4 books of prime entry, they all look the same. Okay, sales journal, sale return journal, purchaser journal, purchase return journal, they all look the same. Okay, of course, their function is different. Okay, purchaser journal, for example, purchaser journal, when you buy goods on credit, then you record into the purchaser journal. When you return goods back to supplier, when we return goods back to supplier, record into purchase return journal. When you sell goods on credit, record into sales journal. Sell goods on credit, record into sales journal. When you receive returns of goods from customer, record into sale return journal. Right? Okay, these are the functions of these 4 books of prime entry. And have we done this? Let me check. Finish learning 4 books of prime entry. For information, I have many groups of students. Okay, I cannot remember what I have taught you honestly. So you see, okay, this is the column for you. Yeah, we have just finished learning the first 4 books of prime entry. And I remember I told you to do few questions as homework, if I can remember correctly. Let me check. Yeah. So go to the question section. Those who have been through many lessons with me, you should know how my materials look like. I always begin with the note section, then followed by plenty of questions behind. So any homework that I told you to try? For homework, I would have indicated with the HW because I would never remember what homework I have given to you. Okay, so I always write the HW. Okay, no homework. Okay, that means now we go to the note section. Okay, we learn something, then we go to the questions, then we learn more things, then we go to the questions again. Okay, we go back and forth. Okay, come to page number 50 with me. Okay, come to page number 50 with me. Okay, so as usual, have pen in your hand. Okay, have pen in your hand. Don't keep your hands empty. You have to fill up the notes together with me. So on this page, what do you see? General journal. Okay, so recall what is general journal. It is also one of the 7 books of prime entry. There are a total of 7 books of prime entry. If you see the one of the earlier pages, the first 4 books of prime entry: sales journal, sale return journal, purchaser journal, purchase return journal. These 4 books of prime entry, you have learned how to record into them on the previous page, page 49. Okay, and on this page, you are learning another book of prime entry, general journal. Okay, and then you have 2 more, right? Total 7 books of prime entry. 2 more, which are cashbook, and lastly, petty cashbook. Okay, petty cashbook. So petty cashbook, you will learn in chapter 5 with me, chapter 5, and then cashbook later on today. Okay, today you will learn it on the next page. And now let's look at the general journal first. So recall what is the function of general journal. What do you record into the general journal? So let me go to the earlier pages. I scroll upward. I will try to keep the scrolling to a minimum, okay? Because when I scroll too much, you will get confused, okay? Especially when the internet is not good, they may be lagging when I scroll. So if you look at this page, I know, very messy, okay? Because from time to time, again, I have to keep drawing arrows here and there, circling here and there, so that you know what I'm talking about, right? But yours should look nicer, okay? Should be tidy. So look at general journal. Where is it? It is here. General journal is also known as journal. That's the synonym. When you see slash in my notes, slash means synonym, okay? So function of it, see this? Record other transactions that cannot be recorded in other books of prime entry. If you can recall what we learned 2 weeks ago, I explained general journal using the analogy of the recycling activities. In recycling activities, you should have many bins, okay, or you call them the dustbin. You could have the bin for paper, glasses, aluminum cans, electronic goods, And lastly, anything that you cannot recycle, you call it rubbish. You throw it into the last dustbin. Okay, so the analogy here is, you think of the general journal, you treat the general journal as the last dustbin. Because when you see a transaction, transaction means something that happened in business, okay? When you see a transaction and you notice that you cannot record into the sales journal, you cannot record into the sales return journal based on their function, you also cannot record into this field, book requirement entry. If you don't have any other choices, then you put it into the general journal. That's the function of general journal, okay? General journal accepts transactions that other book requirement entry do not accept. Okay, so simple, yeah. This analogy, so far I find that this is the perfect one, okay? The recycling activities. Treat the general journal as the last dustbin, okay, which contains rubbish. So go to the general journal. Okay, this page. I want you to observe how it looks like for a general journal. You have the date column, you have the details column. Don't circle, yeah, okay? I'm just circling to let you see what I'm talking about. So you have the date column, you have the details column. Do you have these two columns in the earlier 4 book requirement entry? In these 4 book requirement entry, do you have them? Date and details column? Yes, right? Okay. So that's something I want you to observe, okay? In the earlier 4 book requirement entry, you also have the date and details column. Now, look at the rightmost, the last 2 columns on the rightmost. You have the debit column and credit column. Yes, they are the debit and credit column. But do not think that on the previous page, okay, these 4 book requirement entry, sales journal, sales return journal, purchaser journal, and purchase return journal, please do not think that you have debit and credit column here, okay? Because I noticed that some students, they thought there is debit and credit column here. No, this is not debit column, okay? This is also not credit column. They are simply the dollar column, okay? They are simply the dollar column. Kind of like in an income statement, you have a few dollars column, right? Yeah, these are the dollars column. They are not known as debit or credit column. Okay, let me repeat what I said. On this page 49, you see these 4 book requirement entry, sales journal, sales return journal, purchase journal, and purchase return journal. The two columns, the $2 columns that you see here, the $2 column that you see here, they are not the debit or credit column. Okay, get it? Yeah. Okay. Now come back to here. General journal is different. The look of the general journal is different. This is a debit column. This is a credit column. Okay, that's how general journal looks different from the earlier 4 book requirement entry. Okay, yeah, so let's see how to record some transactions into this general journal. Then you follow me. You see the first one. Start a business by bringing a piece of home furniture worth $500 into the business. Okay, so have you learned such a transaction before? Yes, you learned it in chapter 3. In chapter 3, you learn a lot of double entries, right? You have a list of transactions. You have to know what to debit and what to credit for each and every transaction, right? So I want you to attempt, you try to tell me in the conversation box, what account should I debit? What account should I credit? So you can start to type. If you have answer, you type DR, okay, and then type your answer, CR, then type your answer. Okay, I see if you can recall correctly. What are the tab entries for this one? I give you a bit of time. If you are not sure, you can refer, okay? You can refer to the chapter 3. It's not cheating, okay? The more you refer, actually, you will become better. Okay, give you 20 seconds. Good, I saw one answer. Okay, I wait for the rest. If you know, you can type. Okay, good. I see a few answers. Don't send to everybody, yeah. Send to me only, okay? I saw that one of you sent to everybody. Okay, it's fine for now. Okay, so we should debit furniture. We should debit furniture. Let me interpret this for you. Okay. When you bring something that is personal into the business, when you bring anything that is personal into the business, personal means something that belongs to yourself, not in the business. Okay. When you bring anything personal into the business, you are considered as investing into the business. You should credit capital account. Okay, that's for sure, right? You credit capital account. That's what you learn. So credit capital. Okay. How do I know that this is something personal? Because of the word home furniture, it is something personal. Okay. And so basically you are bringing a piece of furniture from your home into the business. Do you agree that your business would have more furniture after that? Yes, right? Therefore, you debit don't have to have the word home. You just have to write the word furniture. Okay, you would have more furniture in the business. This is the answer. Let's write this answer into the general journal. It's very simple. The way you record into general journal is very simple. So 2018, write the date first. Okay, squeeze this into a single box. Please squeeze it into a single box. Don't show them separately into two rows. Don't show it like this. Not to say that this is wrong, but in the exam, if you show it this way, you have a risk. You have a risk of not having enough space later on for other parts of the question. Really. Okay, sometimes the examiner could give you a lot of extra space that you don't need. Sometimes the examiner could be stingy. They give you just enough space to write all the answers. Okay, so we do not know we do not know the style of the examiner, therefore try to reserve as much space as possible. Okay, so show it this way, squeeze into a single box, the year, the date, the year, the month, and the day, okay, include all of them into a single box. Then you write the debit entry first. You write furniture here. The number is 500. 500 put here. This is debit entry. Okay. And then you credit capital account. So this is the presentation format. Okay, this is the presentation format in the general journal. And you notice or not, before I write the word capital, I leave some empty area here. Notice I've left some empty area here. Yeah, that's the way you present it. That's the way you present it. For the credit entry. And then number is the same, 500 put here. That's how you record into the general journal. It is as simple as recording the debit and credit entry. Agree? Okay. One last thing to complete the recording into the general journal. You have to write something known as narrative. Okay, so look at the left-hand side of the screen, narrative. Narrative in English means, so in English, it means story, right? Okay, there are many types of essay you have to write. One of them is narrative, which means writing story. Here, narrative means a short sentence. So you read this, a brief sentence, brief means short, okay? A short sentence that explains the entries made in the general journal. Basically, when you write this narrative, you are trying to explain to people who see your general journal, when they see this, okay, they want to understand what is happening here. Therefore, you write this short sentence to explain to the people who are looking at this general journal what you are recording here exactly. Okay, kind of like explanation sentence. So let's write this together. You open bracket, okay, right in the details column, you open a bracket. Then you can begin to write the sentence with me. So there's no such thing as there's just one answer here, because everybody's sentence could be different, right? Just like writing essays, everybody's essay could be different. Therefore, you can have your own version if you are good in constructing sentences. Otherwise, you can follow mine. And another thing to take note is you don't need to have numbers. You don't need to have numbers in the narrative sentence. Okay, so you see how I do, and then you follow me. Okay, write the sentence together. So this is bringing home furniture into the business, right? You can write it this way. Brought a furniture into the business. Yeah, as simple as that. So you could be thinking, but isn't the word home very important, okay, to indicate that you are bringing something personal into the business? Not really. In accounting, when you say you brought something into business, everybody knows that this is bringing something personal into the business. Therefore, you don't have to have the word home. You don't have to have the word home or personal in the narrative here. Okay, so just write brought furniture into the business. Okay, if you have other versions, you have other ideas on how to write this, is also you can also let me know. Then I will tell you whether it is acceptable or not. Okay, and you notice or not, the sentence here doesn't have, we call it the object, right? Okay, in English, I'm not too sure. Okay, you must have object and then okay, the other part I don't know what do you call it. I mean you must have something in front, right? To me, a complete sentence. For example, I brought a furniture into the business. No, it's not necessary here. Okay, the narrative here is okay to not have the object. Okay, you don't need to have the word object. Okay, you don't need to have the word I in front. Okay, I brought a furniture into the business. No need, don't have to. Another version, you can also write it this way. Okay, I write it here. Okay, if you want to write down another version, you can write together. So you can also begin it like this: furniture brought into the business. Furniture brought into the business. This is also fine. Okay. And I know there's no was here, right? There's supposed to be a was here, right? In a complete sentence. Not necessary. Okay. Okay. Now that's how you record into the general journal. Take note, yeah, these two are synonym. The single word journal always refers to general journal. Single word journal never refers to sales journal, sale return journal, those things. Okay, single word journal means general journal. Okay, for the narrative, right? Okay, I see a question. Oh, okay. One of you want me to explain again why I don't need to have the word home. Okay, for your information, when you have been in this subject for a long time, then you would realize that whenever they use the term brought something into the business, logically you are bringing something personal. Okay, that means it is assumed. Okay, it's always assumed that you are bringing something personal into the business. Therefore, we don't need to have the word home. Okay, it is something that is assumed in the accounting subject. Okay, you are bringing something personal into the business. You don't have to have the word home. That's why. And for narrative, sometimes they want you to write it, sometimes they don't. You just have to observe the exam question. Question will tell you whether you have to write narrative or not. Later, we do one question together, then you would know that they would tell you, okay, if you don't have to write the narrative, they will tell you. If you have to write the narrative, they will also tell you. Now see the next transaction. February 20th, 2018. Okay, another transaction here. Buy a machinery on credit from Mooney Machinery Enterprise for 2548. Okay. A common mistake made by students is they think that this can be recorded in purchaser's journal. Answer is no. Okay. I know you are buying thing here. Okay. But that's not something you record into the purchaser's journal because you are buying an NCA here. When you buy an NCA on credit, you should not record into the purchaser's journal because you have to be clear about the function of purchaser's journal. So if you look at the page 2 pages earlier, look at purchaser's journal. Function of purchaser's journal, record credit purchases of goods. Okay, goods. You see, I highlighted the word goods, right? meaning when you buy goods on credit. Goods and NCA are different. Okay, goods are the things that you buy and sell in the business. Goods are the things you buy and sell in your business. NCA are the things you buy and keep and use it in your business. Okay, I talked about it many times from topic, right? Last time. Okay, I've mentioned it many times. So buy goods on credit, record into the purchaser journal. When you buy NCA on credit, you have to record it into the general journal. Yeah, so let's record this. You write down the date first, as usual. Write down the date, then get. Okay, you don't have to write the year and the month anymore because you have them on top here. Okay, don't have to write them again, the month and the year. Now again, do the data entries. You have to debit machinery. So write machinery. Then 2548 right here. Always begin with the debit entry. Okay, always begin with the debit entry. Then credit what? Credit Money Machinery Enterprise. Just now I mentioned that you don't need to have the word home here, right? Even if you write it, it's fine, okay? It's not very strict that you must not write the word home, okay? With the word home is also okay. Don't worry. 2548. Okay, debit machinery, credit Money Machinery Enterprise. Okay, you buy machinery on credit. Again, narrative. Let's write together. You write machinery bought, yeah, okay. Bought, not BROUGHT, yeah. Machinery bought on credit from. You don't have a choice here. You must write the name in full, okay? Money Machinery Enterprise. You can also write it in another version. Bought machinery on credit from Money Machinery Enterprise. It's also kind of like doing summary here. Okay, you look at the sentence given to you in the exam, then you summarize these sentences. Okay, summarize these sentences. Okay, now last one. Okay, last one, and then we move on to doing some questions. February 22nd. Take goods worth $200 from the business for personal use. This is the other way around from putting something into the business. Okay, for the first transaction, you put something into the business, right? At that time, you credit capital, right? When you take anything out of the business for personal use, we call it as drawings. Remember, drawings. So let's record this. You write the date. The day is 22nd. Okay, so debit what? Debit drawings, right? You learn it in chapter 3. Credit what? Credit purchases. Credit purchases. Amount is 200. Amount is 200. Now write the narrative. Goods taken for own use. It's okay, to switch between the easy words like personal means own use, right? Same thing, right? Okay. And then goods, okay, goods taken for own use. Okay, same meaning. Okay, so recall that you have this flow chart. Okay, let me erase certain things here. Looks messy. Okay. When you have documents which tell you certain transaction, you record into the books of prime entry. Okay, and then from the books of prime entry, you must bring some numbers into the ledger book. Ledger book contains all the T accounts. Okay, you learn it in chapter 3. Ledger is a book that contains all the T accounts, which are categorized into 3 sections, remember? Okay, so we were looking at general journal just now, right? We have to bring some numbers into the T accounts. Patient, Goods means inventory, inventory means goods. They are the same thing, but the goods is a general English word. It's a general English word. But for this subject, we call it as inventory. That's the accounting technical term. Accounting technical term. Goods means inventory, yeah, same thing. But please do not write in the exam opening goods. Okay, not acceptable. Because they want you to learn the technical word inventory. Okay, so goods is the general English word. Inventory is the technical term for the subject. But you must know, they mean the same thing, okay? The goods. Okay, go back to this page. Okay, page 50. You notice there are 60 accounts at the bottom of the general journal. Okay, they are meant for you to transfer some numbers from the general journal into them. Okay, let's do it. It's very easy. It's the same as how you record into the T accounts when you have known the tab entries. So begin with the first transaction. We have to what? We have to debit furniture, credit capital account, right? So create these two accounts, then you record into them. Very easy. Okay, let's do it. You open a furniture account. You create a furniture account. Also create a capital account. Okay, finish off. Okay, let's continue. Machinery account. Okay, follow me and write. Okay. Okay, everybody, when you are done with creating these 60 accounts, you let me know with the word done in the chat box. Okay, we do this together. Okay, we begin with the furniture and capital account. Okay, I wait for you. I wait for the word done. Okay, patient, I answer your question later, yeah. Okay, Bunkit done, Jason done, patient done, Naima is done. Okay, I wait for Mary Ann and Jason. Just create the account, yeah. We will insert the numbers together. Okay, good, Annabelle, finish. Okay, I wait for Mary Ann. Okay, good. Now, one of you asked a question. Let me show to all of you. Okay. Okay. So you can actually open up the chat box at one side of your laptop. Okay, unless you tell me you are using a very small laptop. Okay, maybe 10-inch laptop, 7-inch laptop. Okay, possible. And then it could be difficult to see. Okay, so if you have the chat box open, you see the question. So one of you asked me, why do we credit purchases? Okay, so go to chapter 3. Go to chapter 3. Don't have to go to there. Okay, I open up for you to see. Okay, yeah, this is where we learn drawings, the data entries for drawings. So at that time, I told you that the data entries in this subject are the plus and minus of the subject. Okay, so let's say when you receive cash, you sell goods and you receive cash. Okay, this one. So I told you that when you receive cash, you debit cash, right? When you when you receive check, you debit bank, right? Have I told you the reason why we debit cash and debit bank? No, right? Because there's no reason. Okay. Just like mathematics, in mathematics, when you started learning mathematics, when did you start to learn? Kindergarten, right? In kindergarten, you started to learn mathematics. Okay. At that time, you learn the cross. Okay. The cross means plus, the dash means minus, and then the x means multiply. Do you ask the teacher why? No, right? Okay, unless you dig into the history of mathematics, then maybe you can find out. Okay, otherwise just accept them as they are, right? And for accounting, you started learning this subject in year 10, right? Or you call it form 4. So you can take the double entries as the plus and minus of the subject. That means you just have to accept them as they are. Okay, just like what you do with the plus and minus sign. Okay, and one of you asked me why we credit purchases here. I try my best to explain to you, okay? But there's not really an explanation here, okay? But I try my best. So purchases, so when you take goods for personal use, the business would have less goods, right? Okay, the business would have less goods, right? Okay, let me open one more page to explain why we credit purchases. Hold on, yeah, I open one more page. But don't worry, the exam would not ask you why you credit purchases. In my life of doing so many accounting exams, I've never seen that question, okay? Okay, now let me explain why we credit purchases. Okay, if you see chapter 2, there are a total of 6 terms that refer to goods. Okay, there are 6 terms that refer to goods. They are sales. Okay, sales means goods, the goods that you sold to the customer. And sale returns also means goods, the goods that customer return back to us. And then purchases also means goods, the goods that you have sold to the customer. Purchases returns also means goods, the goods that we have returned back to the supplier. Okay, if you see chapter 2, then it is written very clearly there. And opening inventory also means goods. Opening inventory, the goods you have at the beginning of the year. Closing inventory also means goods, the goods you have at the year end. Okay. Now, why we credit purchases? Okay, let me first tell you what happened when we buy goods. Okay, when you buy goods, do you agree you will debit purchases? Yes, right? Okay, when you buy goods, you debit purchases. So once you have bought goods, you have more goods in your business, right? Once you have bought some goods, you have more inventory in your business. And the moment you take something out of the business, you take the goods out of the business, don't you think that you would have less goods in the business after you have taken out of the business for personal use? Yes, right? That's why you credit purchases. When you buy goods, you debit purchases. You will have more goods in the business. And when you take goods out of the business for personal use, resulting in having less goods in the business, that's why you do the opposite. You credit purchases. Okay, so you could also have another question: why we cannot credit sales? Okay, why since I say that all these terms refer to goods, why can't we credit any of these other things? Why must we credit purchases? So let's see. When you take goods out of the business for personal use, what if you credit sales? Credit sales means you have sold the goods to the customer. Okay, if you credit sales, it means that you have sold goods to the customer. But is that what happened? No, right? Okay, because you took goods out of the business for personal use, you didn't sell it. Hold on, yeah, patient. I will tell you why you cannot credit inventory. So this one not acceptable. Okay, that's why you cannot credit sales. And for sale returns, you cannot credit sale returns because it is not always that you have sale returns. When all the customers are satisfied with your goods, there won't be sale returns, right? Therefore, this is not acceptable. Purchaser returns is not always there as well. When you are satisfied with all the suppliers' goods, then you don't have purchaser returns. Okay. What about opening inventory? Can you debit opening inventory? So opening inventory is the goods you have at the beginning of the year. Can you credit opening inventory? Actually can, but that's not what they have chosen. Okay. Actually, if you want to really find out why you credit purchases, you have to dig into the history of the creation of accounting. Okay, but I'm not really interested in that. And that's why I can only try my best to explain to you, okay, why we credit purchases. So we cannot credit opening inventory. For closing inventory, it refers to the goods you have at the end of the year. Okay, the goods you have at the end of the year should have excluded the goods you've taken for personal use, right? Closing inventory is the goods you have at the end of the year, and logically, it should have excluded the goods you have taken for personal use. That's why you cannot credit closing inventory. For your information, very soon, not very soon, in the future, you will learn how to do an account known as inventory account. Okay, inventory account is an account that you use to record opening inventory and closing inventory. And it's not easy to do. Okay, I will teach you in the last topic, chapter 15. Okay, so for now, let's just accept it. Okay, let's just accept it. I think we have to credit purchases because when you buy goods, you debit purchases, you have more goods in your business. When you take out of the business for personal use, then credit purchases the other way around. Okay, that's my explanation. Okay, that's my version of explanation. If you want to know more, I think you have to do some searching online. Okay, honestly, I do not know much why we credit purchases. You have to see the history. Okay, yeah, okay. Now, for those of you who have not been understanding what I explained, forget about my explanation because they will not ask you. Okay, this is kind of like a fact. Okay, it's a fact that you have to credit purchases. Okay, so just remember, debit drawing, credit purchases. Okay, come back to here. So let's record into these 60 accounts. You look at the first transaction, we have to debit furniture, then credit capital, right? So here is the best moment where you can practice recording into the T accounts. Debit furniture means go to the furniture account, debit side, write the number there first. So can recall, okay, we have to write the number there first. Then credit capital account means go to the capital account, credit side, write the figure there. Yeah, always write number first. You can minimize making mistakes if you write number first. Then the detail, write the name of the other account. Write the name of the neighboring account. That means you write capital here. Then you write furniture here. Of course, you should leave some space for the date. But I don't have the space here though. Okay, if you have the space, you write the date. So date is easy to write. You write yourself, yeah, the date. So 2018, February 1st. Most importantly, remember to write number first. Okay, then only you write the detail. And also remember, please do not call this as debiting capital. This is not debiting capital. This is not crediting furniture, okay? You focus on the position of number and the name of the account. This is debiting furniture. Okay, this is crediting capital. Okay, so this is something many students keep misunderstanding when they initially started learning this subject. Okay, focus on the position of number and the name of the account. Okay, this is debiting furniture, credit capital account. Then the rest, can you do yourself? Maybe let me do one more with you. Debit machinery, credit money machinery enterprise. So debit machinery means go to the machinery account, debit side, write a number there. Credit money machinery enterprise means go to this account, credit side, write a number there. Okay, so write 2548. The same goes to here, 2548. Then the detail, write the name of the neighboring account, the opposite account. So let me write in short form, yeah, but in the exam, you don't write in short form. MME, okay, Money Machinery Enterprise. Here, write machinery. Okay, then followed by the date, then you are done. So same goes to the last one, okay? Last one, please record yourself. You debit drawings, credit purchases account. Okay, debit drawings, credit purchases account. Okay, so you do that yourself at home. Okay, now let's go to the question. I let you attempt a question. After that, I discuss with you. Okay, now let's see. Go to page number. Okay, 69. Come to page number 69. Here is a past exam question. Okay, page 69. I would like you to attempt question 3. Question 3A. You see there are 3 transactions here, right? Okay. There's one tricky question. There's one tricky transaction here, which is the third one. The rest are simple. Okay, but the transaction 3 it is a bit tricky. So you try your best. Okay, I will see how you do from the picture you send to me later. Okay, so you try this question. So for those who are new to in this group, remember, not remember, sorry. Okay, for information, once you are done with the question, you can WhatsApp to my phone number. Okay, then I'll check your answer and then we discuss together. Can begin. Let me set the timer. Just this page, yeah, just this page. 1 minute per mark, that means 9 minutes in total. Okay, can begin. And then you send a picture to my WhatsApp, then I check your answers, then I will discuss with you. When you are answering, I would usually turn off the video, okay? And then later when we discuss, I will turn it back on. Okay, 2 minutes left. Okay, if you have not finished by the time is up, you can also send to me, okay? At least I can see those you have completed. Okay, good. I'm starting to receive more answer. Okay, good. Time is up. Now, I discuss with you. I have looked at some answers. Okay. Now we discuss. We begin with the transaction one. So before that, read the A first, okay? Prepare journal entries to record the above transactions. Narratives are required. Like I mentioned to you earlier, they would tell you whether you need to write the narratives or not. Okay, so this question, yes, you have to write. You have to write the narrative. When you see the single word journal, journal refers to general journal. As you can observe, this is debit column, this is credit column, not the typical normal dollar column. Okay, this is debit and credit column. Okay, you also notice the leftmost column. This is not date column here. They have removed it. Okay, it's fine, not a big problem. That's not very important. They have helped you to write the transaction number here. Okay, so ensure that when you write the answers, you follow the alignment. Okay, the space given here is meant for transaction one, here is meant for transaction two, okay, and so on. Ensure that you write the answers at the correct position. Okay, otherwise you would not get the mark. Okay, so for 9 marks, now let's see the first one. Kuda Maposa had the following transactions on 31st March 2015. First one, we did this before, right? In the note section. Tote goods costing 300 for personal use. Okay, so just show the tab entries. Begin with the debit entry. You write debit drawings. Then credit purchases. Okay, again, for tab entries, honestly, there's not much of an explanation. Okay, they are the facts of the subject. Okay, while you debit cash when you receive cash, no explanation. Okay, that's a fact. Okay, now write the number. Write the number. Okay, narrative. Goods taken for own use, or you write tote goods for own use. Tote goods for own use. If you want to write personal, it's also fine, up to you. Tote goods for own use. And then just now, one of you asked me in the WhatsApp, is my what if my narrative is too long? That means it looks lengthy. Would it be fine? Yes, it's all right, no problem. Okay, even though I told you that narrative should be as short as possible, but there's not really a rule that tells you how long it should be, how many words should there be, or is there a rule that tells you you must not have more than how many words in the narrative sentence? No such rule. Okay, therefore just try your best. Okay, if it's long, then just leave it. Okay, you will still get the mark as long as you have written the narrative. Okay, now the second one. Then what about the space here? Leave them. Okay, just leave them empty. It's all right. Sometimes, as I said, the examiner would give you extra space. Don't care. Okay, just leave them there. We see the transaction 2. Transaction 2, everybody look carefully. The keyword here is personal. Personal. Okay, what does it mean? You are using personal money to buy something for the business. This is an investment. You should credit capital. What is the common mistake made by students? They didn't pay attention to the word personal. They go and credit bank. Okay, when you credit bank account, you are basically have less money in your business bank account. Okay, but here you are using personal money, right? You should not credit bank account. Okay, because the business bank account still remain the same. Okay, so you should credit capital. Purchase motor vehicle for business use using check drawn on her personal bank account. So debit motor vehicle. Now you do correction, yeah, with me. So debit motor vehicles, $12,000. Then credit capital account. Okay, because you invested something into the business, you credit capital account. Okay. So what should you write? You write, like I said, everybody would have their own version of narrative. Okay. So for me, I write motor vehicles bought using personal fund. Okay. Or if you want to write using personal bank account, it's also fine. Okay. Not a big problem. Of course, you must have the term motor vehicle. Okay. That's the keyword here. Personal is also the keyword here. Okay. Or you write the word own. Okay. Own fund, using own fund is also fine. That's it for the second one. Now the third one is the tricky one. Receive an invoice. So recall what you learned about invoice. Invoice is always sent by supplier to the customer. Okay. It is always sent by supplier to the customer, S to C. So when you receive an invoice, who are we? Who are we here? We are the customer. Okay, agree? Okay, we are the customer. We are buying something from vending machines on credit. When you see invoice, it is a transaction that is on credit. On credit means what? Payment has not been made. Okay, not yet paid. Okay, we have not paid. Okay, when you see my materials, I have the word cross. Cross means don't, no, have not, okay, never. Okay, so on credit means we have not paid. We buy something from vending machine, but we have not paid. Okay, we owe the supplier. Supplier is vending machine. Supplier is vending machine for 990. So eventually we owe vending machine 990. Okay, we owe to vending machine 990. So you credit vending machine 990. Okay, why credit vending machine 990? Because we have not made payment. It's on credit. If you buy with cash, then you should credit cash. If you buy with check, you should credit bank. When you buy something on credit, you credit the supplier's name. Okay, later I would record this into the answering area. Credit vending machine 990. What are you buying? See the next sentence. This included 865 for a new machine. Okay, part of it, you bought a machine. Okay, the leftover was for repairs to existing machine. Buy machine is an NCA. When you repair something, is an expense. So you have to show them separately. You need to have two debit entries. You need to debit machinery, and then you also have to debit machinery repairs, or you just use the single word repairs is also fine. Okay, you can write repairs or you write machinery repairs is also fine. Okay, either one. As long as you have the word repairs there, then you can get them out. Okay, so 865 for machine. How much is for repair? So you see the difference. 990 minus 865, 125 is for repair. Okay, so this is what I'm going to show in the answering area. Debit machine, debit machinery, debit repairs, credit value machines. Okay, so don't always assume that you would just have one debit entry and one credit entry. Sometimes you can have two debit entry or two credit entry. Okay, yeah. If you have question, please ask. Yeah, okay. Don't keep quiet. Yeah. Now we see the answering area. We write the answer. Debit machinery. If you think that my pace is low, it's all right, okay? Because your exam is in 2023 October, November, okay, for most of you. And we have plenty of time, okay? Today, early in the morning, I did some analysis. I try to see the progress of every group I have, okay? So yours is here, Friday. Okay, here, okay? October, November 2023. Your exam is many months later. You have more than 100 hours with me left, okay? You have more than 100 hours left with me. We can do the entire syllabus one more round as well, okay? We have more than enough time. Of course, with more time, we will do more questions. We will do past exam papers together, okay? After we have finished the syllabus. Okay, debit machinery, amount is what? 865, okay? So write 865. Then you debit repairs. If you want to write machinery repairs, is also fine, okay? Amount is what? 125. Then credit value machines. Because this is an amount you owe to value machines. Is it value machines? Yes. Amount is 990. You owe to value machine 990. Basically, what is happening here? You buy two things from value machine. You buy the machine. Another thing you buy is the service of repair. Okay, you are buying their service. Okay, how should you write the narrative? This is a bit trickier here. Okay, and it would look longer. The narrative would look longer naturally. Okay, let's write together. You have to mention both buying machine and buying the service of repair. Okay, there are many versions of answers here. I write two versions of answer for you, so you can get the idea. First version, you can write okay, this is the first version of answer. Okay, let me show you the other version, okay, so that you get the choice, okay? You get the choice on how to write. You may also write it like this. Sorry, I left out the word value machines in this version. Receive an invoice for buying machinery and service of repair from value machines. Okay, like I mentioned, it's not necessary to have numbers in the narrative. Okay, usually in narrative, we don't have to show numbers. Even if you have shown don't worry, you won't get any mark deducted. Okay, if you have shown any numbers in the narrative, it's also fine. They won't deduct any mark from you. Okay, if you have other versions, you can show me. Okay, I can help you to decide whether it's alright or not. Okay, your narrative. When you're done with correction, let me know with the word done. Then we go to other questions. Okay, I wait for everybody. Meanwhile, have question you can ask now, okay? Or you want to ask another time, it's also fine. Okay, 4 of you are done. I wait for 2 more person. Okay, good, Jason. Okay, when you're done, type the word done in the conversation box, yeah? We move on together. Okay, good. Now, let's look at other questions. Okay, let me see if there's any other related questions for us to do about general journal. Okay, I see a few, but we would do them later. Okay, those questions linked to the general journal. Okay, now let's get back to the notes. We learn one more book of prime entry. Okay, let's learn one more book of prime entry today. You go to page number here, 51. Okay, page number 51. We learn this book of prime entry today. Okay, this is Cashbook. This is Cashbook. Okay, page 51. Yeah, okay, let's begin. So recall there are 7 books of prime entry. So far, how many books of prime entry you have learned? You have learned a total of 5 books of prime entry. Sales journal, sales return journal, purchase journal, purchase return journal, general journal. Now, next one, cash book. Okay, and there is one more which you will learn in chapter 5. Okay, I put it into the chapter 5 of my materials. So let's see this cash book is a very big table. Yes, it's a very big table. In the exam, it's also presented this way. Okay, can see this is one of the later pages. Okay, it's a very big table on a landscape mode. Can see if I rotate it, it becomes like this. This is also what you will see in the actual exam. The cash book is always on a landscape mode. You have to rotate your rotate your exam paper to see to properly see the cash book. So it's a very good question. Okay, when they give you a cash book, it's good for you because a lot of marks can be scored. Can see 11 marks. Okay. Of course, I don't mean that a 1 mark question means nothing. Okay, 1 mark question still means something. Every mark counts. Okay, every mark is important. Imagine you get 99 marks. 1 mark more, you get 100 marks. You get 1 more certificate telling you that you are top of the world. Okay, there is such certificate. Okay, if you look at your seniors in your school, there could be people who have got this kind of certificates. They get 100 marks, they become top of the world. Then it would help you in the future. Okay, if you want to get scholarship or anything, every mark is important. Okay, even if you get 9 marks, 1 mark more, you get 10 marks, right? Every mark is important. Okay, now let's go back to the note. We look at the cash book. Look at the cash book. Okay, let's learn how to do a cash book. Page 51. Before we record something into it, let's observe what you have in this cash book. What are the columns you have? You know, this is actually a very big T account. It looks like a table, I know. It looks like a normal table, but It's actually a T account. Okay, it's a very big T account. So T account, you have the left section and right section, meaning this part is the debit section. The credit section is the right-hand side. Okay, don't ask me why debit means left, credit means right. That is something created by somebody, okay, who created accounting. Debit means left, credit means right. Debit side means left-hand side, credit side means right-hand side, okay? It's a fact here. So it's a very big T-shape. Then why they don't draw a T-shape for you in the exam? Because table is easier for them to draw. It's easier for the examiner to draw a big table for you, okay, rather than drawing the T-shape. So now let's observe what a cash book is. Okay, what does cash book contain? Cash book has 2 accounts in it. Okay, so you may write down somewhere. Actually, I also mentioned this when we went through one of the earlier pages. Cash book contains 2 accounts. What they are? Cash account and bank account. Cash account plus bank account, you get a cash book. Okay, only 2 accounts, yeah. Okay, now let's read the columns you have here. On both the debit and credit side, you have the date and details column, right? Date details column, date details column. Okay, both the debit and credit side have their own date and details column, like what you usually see in a normal T account, right? In chapter 3, you learn what is T-shape, right? The T-shape, you have the numbers column, you have the details column, you have the date column, right? Okay, so every T account has date and details column. So same goes to here, date and details column on both the debit and credit side. Okay, no question about those columns, yeah. Now let's observe where is the cash account, where is the bank account. Okay, cash account, debit side is here. Okay, this is the debit side of cash account. This is the debit side of bank account. That means if you receive cash, you will, let's say you receive cash $100, you will record it here. Okay, if you receive a check that is worth $200, $200 check, you will record it here. That's how you use the cash and bank column. Okay. On another hand, the credit side, this is the credit side of cash account. This is the credit side of bank account. Simple. So if you pay with cash, let's say $500, you pay $500 cash, you put 500 here. Let's say you pay $1,000 check to somebody, you use your money in the bank to pay somebody 1,000, so you put it here. Okay, simple. Okay, that's why we said cash book contains 2 accounts, cash account and bank account. Okay, okay. Now, 2 more columns that you observe that you can observe here. Discount allowed and discount received column. These 2 accounts are these 2 columns are important. Discount allowed and discount received. Let me show you what you have learned about discounts. You learn it in chapter 3. If necessary, you have to revise, yeah. So look, if you look at the chapter 3, don't go and open this page, okay? I just show you on the screen, just observe my screen. You learn discounts on page number 35 of your book 1, okay? Page 35 of your book 1. At that time, we learned that there are 2 types of discounts, trade discount and cash discount, right? Okay. Only 2 types, yeah. When the question asks you for what are the 2 types of account, please do not write discount allowed. Please do not write discount received. These 2 are not the names of discount allowed and discount received are not the names of the types of discount. Okay, but discount allowed and discount received, both of them refer to cash discount. Okay, both of these discounts refer to cash discount. These 2 terms are used when you are recording into the T accounts. So if you see your notes in a customer account, discount allowed appears here. you allow your customer to take cash discount. If you see a supplier account, discount received will appear on the debit side. Okay, you receive the cash discount from supplier. Okay, if you cannot recall, you have to see your notes again in chapter 3. Okay, have to keep revising. So both discount allowed and discount received, they are cash discount. I will show you how to make use of them later. If a question asks you, I show you a question, yeah, then you see if you can answer correctly or not. I show you a question. You write down together. Does a cash book contain this is a tricky question in the exam. Okay, I have seen a question in the exam that asks you whether these two accounts are in the cash book or not. Okay, so does a cash book contain discount allowed account and discount received account? Okay, you copy down this. Yeah, this is a very important question. A common trick in the exam. Okay, so once you have copied down this question, answer is either yes or no, right? Okay, so you think properly, look, observe the cash book. After you have copied down the question, you tell me yes or no in the chat box. Okay, I wait for you. Copy down the question, then you answer. Give you a bit of time. Okay, 30 seconds, yeah, more than enough. Okay, meanwhile, I drink some water. Okay, so don't have to give me an answer that you think is 100% correct. Okay, you can also guess. Okay, you can also guess. I wait for 3 more answers. Okay, copy down the question, then you answer yes or no. Okay. Answer is no. Answer is no. Okay. Let me explain why answer is no. Later, I show you the actual question, okay, that I saw in the past exam paper. Okay, later I find and let you see. So you have to recall what is a discount allowed account. When you see the word account, it means the T-shape. Okay, so discount allowed account is this one. Discount allowed. Discount received is also a T account. Okay, discount allowed account, discount received account. Okay. For every account, you must have the debit and credit side, right? Debit side here, credit side here, debit side here, credit side here. Okay, so these two are discount allowed and discount received account respectively. Okay, do you see the debit side and credit side of discount allowed in your cash book? This is discount allowed, but on the credit side, do you see discount allowed? No, right? Okay, and the same goes to discount received account. So this is discount received account. You must have debit side and credit side to form an account. You see discount received here, right? But do you see discount received on the debit side? No, discount received is not on the debit side. That's why you cannot say that in the cash book you have discount allowed account and discount received account. No, okay? Cash book only contains 2 accounts. They are cash account and bank account. Okay, cash book only contains 2 accounts, cash account and bank account. Okay, yeah, so answer is no. I show you the exam question that asks you this question. Okay, the actual exam question that asks you this. Give me a minute, yeah, I have to find. I try to recall where it is. Okay, saving. Hold on, I cannot press yet. Still running. Okay, I show you. If I'm not wrong, is here. Book drop prime entry. Okay, it's a cash book. Okay, not here. I think it's somewhere else. Here, this is the question. It's a past exam question. So everybody choose, you read this question, you choose A, B, C, or D. Okay, you should know which is the answer. A, B, C, or D. This is a past exam question. Okay, good. Okay, can answer correctly. Okay, based on what I've explained earlier, answer should be, okay, I'll wait for the rest. A patient, you read properly. The question is asking you, the cash book contains what accounts? Okay, it's asking you, cash book contains what accounts? Ledger account means the T shape, okay? So cash book contains cash account and bank account. Okay, just now I have explained to you, the cash book doesn't contain discount allowed account. It doesn't contain discount received account. Because to form an account, you must have the debit side and credit side of that thing. And just now I show you this, right? In the cash book, you can see that discount allowed is here. But do you see discount allowed on the credit side? No. That's why it's not an account here. And then for discount received, do you see it on the credit? Do you see discount received on the debit side? No. That's why you don't have a discount received account in the cash book. Patient, you can understand my explanation. That's why for this question, answer is D. Answer is D. Okay, donkey. So don't forget about this, okay? This is something that's very popular in the exam. Possible to come out again in the future, okay? Or even in your school exam, okay, school accounting exam. Okay, that's how you recognize a cash book. That's a cash book. Okay, it contains cash account and bank account. Okay, let's learn to record a few transactions into it, but we cannot finish it on today. Let's see the first one. November 1st, 2020, start a business by investing 50,000 cash, of which 5,000 is put into the bank. That means you start a business, you put some money into the business. Okay, so therefore you have to debit cash and also debit bank. Okay, 5,000 goes into the bank, $4,500, they remain as cash in the business. So follow me, write down together. You have to debit cash 45,000. I know it says 50,000 cash, but you can do a shortcut here. You don't have to debit cash with 50,000 first, then only you transfer into the bank, okay? Don't have to. You straight away consider it as 45,000 cash. Okay, you put 45,000 cash into the business. Then 5,000 into the bank. Okay, debit cash, debit bank. Here you should write capital, because you are investing into the business. This is debiting cash and bank, yeah. At the bottom, do you see a lot of T accounts? You create a capital account. Create a capital account. Okay, now credit the capital account. 45,000, 5,000. Write cash here, write bank here. Okay, write the date. The date is what? 1st November 2020. Again, squeeze it into a single box, yeah. Don't split the year from the month and day. Okay, squeeze it into a single box. So that's how you record the first transaction. Investing into the business, debit cash, debit bank, credit capital account. Let's record one more. Let's record one more before we dismiss. Then we will continue with this page next week. Okay. Let's record one more. The second one. Paid rent with $1,500 cash. Debit what and credit what? Okay, so apply knowledge you learned in chapter 3 again. Credit cash, debit rent. Okay, why? No why, okay, no explanation. This is the fact of the subject. Credit cash, debit rent. So write down the number first. Credit cash, okay, 1,005. Then you create a rent account. Create a rent account. Okay, write the number first. Write down the number first. Details are always the name of the neighboring account. Name of the neighboring account. So write rent here. Write cash here. Write down the date. 2020 November 12th. Okay. 2020 November 12th. Okay, so I think I stop here. For those who have learned doing a cash book in your school, you can attempt first. You can attempt everything on this page, and then next week when I go through this sample of the cash book, you can do the checking. Okay, for those who have not learned cash book in school, then you wait for me. Okay, you wait for me to guide you through next week. Okay, so if you have done, then yeah, you may leave. Okay, say goodbye and then you leave. Okay, have a nice day, everyone. Happy New Year to you. Welcome, everybody. Bye.